Everyone, Rico Reviews here. It is that time of the week when I do my Once Upon a Time recap. So this week's episode was called Her Handsome Hero, and it was definitely a Belle-centric episode. We saw a lot of Belle flashbacks, and we got a little information of how she met Gaston. Belle's father wanted to unite his kingdom with Gaston's family's kingdom because of the ogre wars going on. And Belle didn't want to marry him. I mean, she didn't even know him. I mean, she wanted to be her own person. And she met Gaston and she got to know him and she, saw a different side of him and they hit it off. But during their first, I guess, their first date, a child ogre came and fell. Well, actually, he fell into a trap and Gaston at first wanted to take him to the kingdom, which they would have tortured him, but Belle said no, there's another way. So she left Gaston with the ogre in the trap, and when she comes back, she sees that Gaston is hurt, and he reveals that the ogre was the one that hurt him. But what we see later on is that it was Gaston who actually tortured the ogre, and the ogre was just defending himself, and they tried to kill the ogre, but Belle stood up for him and said, "No, you're not going to do this." And the ogre then runs away. But then we learn is that that's what started the ogre wars, and Belle is practically forced to marry Gaston because Gaston's army can help the kingdom fight the ogre wars, but they want like a prize in return, and that's Belle. So she like did the honorable thing to save her kingdom, but she was like forced into a marriage that she didn't really want to be in. And then we saw Belle and Rumple in Underbrook, and Belle's trying to figure out a way how to save her child from Hades, and she gives Rumple an ultimatum saying that she wants his help, but she wants him to use light magic instead of dark, which, Rumple, that's not going to happen. So Hades actually approaches Gaston and reveals that Rumple is in Underbrook, and he wants Gaston to kill him with these special darts that are made from the rivers of lost souls. And what we learn is that if Rumple is struck with that, then even though he's immortal, he'll live eternity in the river of lost souls. And Hades actually approaches Belle with a deal to save her child, that if she lets Gaston and Rumple battle it out, that he'll let Belle have her child. But Belle refuses, which I'm like, really? You're not going to put your child first? So Belle and Gaston share this moment together, and she thinks that she's his unfinished business because she finds the book that she once gave him in his locker, but Gaston reveals that that's part of his punishment for being in Underbrook, that he always is reminded of why he was there. He tried to follow in Belle's footsteps and be the hero, but it didn't work out for him. And there's this big confrontation between Rumple and Gaston because Belle stupidly told Rumple about the deal that Hades offered Belle. And I looked away for like a split second and I missed it, but when it came back on, it's revealed that Belle was the one who pushed Gaston into the river, and they have kind of like she's sad, but she kind of has a happy moment because she thinks her child is saved, but Hades reveals that because it was Belle and not Rumple that pushed Gaston into the river, that the deal is void, so now they have to figure out another way to save their child. And the reason why Hades wanted Belle to do that is because the flower that was growing, which represented hope in Underbrook, it started to die. So now we wonder, like, what's going to happen now? Emma was also doing a lot in this episode. She has this vision when she's dreaming that her, Hook, and Snow are in this graveyard, and this storm happens, which this monster comes, and we assume that it's an ogre, and it kills Snow. So when they go out to the graveyard, again, Emma is hesitant to let Snow go, but David is insistent, and the storm happens, and Emma's afraid that her dream's becoming a reality, and Emma reveals to Snow what happened in her dream, and they have like a meeting down in the Mills family crypt, and Emma reveals that she feels guilty because everybody's down there with her, and she feels like if somebody dies in Underbrook, it's going to be all her fault and she's going to feel guilty. In my opinion, it should have been Emma to go by herself. This should have been her own battle instead of having everyone else go with her. I mean, now there's kids involved with babyhood being in Underbrook. So they all go out into the forest again, and we think there's this big ogre in the forest, but what we see is that it's this. I thought it was a dog at first, but then I was like, wait, it's a wolf. And we see a red cloak. So Snow puts the red cloak on the wolf, and it turns out Red is an Underbrook. I mean, I'm excited because I've always liked Red's character, but it also makes me think, like, is Red dead? Like, how did she get to Underbrook? Is she there to save our heroes? I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll give us some insight into that. They also had a nice scene between Zelena and Regina, which we never get to see. They actually had a nice sister moment, and Regina wanted to help Zelena, like wanted to be there for her as a sister, but she also wanted to know what Hades' weakness is, and Zelena honestly didn't know. Like, she believes that she's his weakness. And she also reveals that she was once in love with Hades, and she said to Regina, oh, it's silly that anyone can love me. And I actually think it's kind of sad because I've been saying all along that I think Zelena's happy ending is to have a mother's love, something that she's never got. And I believe that's what she's always wanted. I believe that's why she's doing all these things, is to make Cora proud of her and be worthy of Cora's love. And I honestly think that's what was missing from that scene was Cora. So I'm hoping the Sisters episode give us a Mills family reunion. And it also made me think that when Cora revealed to Regina in the Souls of the Departed episode that Regina is her unfinished business, it kind of made me wonder, is Regina really her unfinished business, or is Zelena Cora's unfinished business? So I guess we'll have to wait and see. I believe the Sisters episode airs in 2 weeks. The previews for next week's episode shows it's going to be another Zelena-centric episode, and we see Mulan and Red are returning, so hopefully we'll get some information as to why and how Red got to Underbrook. So if you want to catch next week's episode of Once Upon a Time is on Sunday, 8 p.m. on ABC. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, Her Handsome Hero, and I hope you enjoyed my Once Upon a Time recap. Like, subscribe, and remember, stay regal.